Have you ever imagined facing someone who simply cannot die? An opponent who, no matter what happens, always comes back, regenerates, or even outright refuses death? In the Marvel Universe, there are characters who defy all the laws of nature and logic, making them virtually impossible to eliminate. But who are these beings that not even gods can destroy? How have they survived nuclear explosions, decapitations, and even trips to hell? And more. Is it possible that any of them can truly be killed? Today, we're diving into the most extreme side of Marvel to discover the 10 hardest characters to kill. But be warned, some of these names will surprise you. So, are you ready to meet those who have truly mocked death? Let's begin. Starting off the list is Mr. Immortal, one of the most difficult Marvel characters to kill. He is the only known member of a race called Homo Supreme, likely the final evolutionary stage of humanity. As his name suggests, he simply cannot die. He has a unique ability. Whenever he dies, he comes back to life. No matter how he is destroyed, his body regenerates, and he returns unscathed. Unlike other heroes with healing factors, such as Wolverine, he doesn't need time to recover. He revives instantly. In the comics, he has been burned alive, blown up, and even disintegrated, yet he always comes back. In one iconic story, he attempted to take his own life multiple times, just to prove his immortality. This has made him an eccentric and often comedic character in the Marvel Universe. Unlike heroes like Deadpool, who feel pain when regenerating, Mr. Immortal doesn't even suffer from his deaths. He doesn't possess super strength or extreme durability, but his inability to die makes him one of the hardest beings to eliminate in the Marvel Universe. When we talk about characters who are hard to kill, Hulk is one of the first that comes to mind. After all, how do you defeat someone whose strength and endurance increase the angrier he gets? Bruce Banner transforms into the Hulk due to gamma radiation, and this change not only grants him unmatched strength, but also insane regeneration. Hulk has survived attacks that could destroy entire planets, endured the vacuum of space, and even regenerated vital organs within minutes. His healing factor rivals Wolverine's, making him practically indestructible. One of the most extreme proofs of his durability came in the comics when he survived a nuclear explosion and simply became even stronger. In another instance, during the World War Hulk arc, he fought nearly every hero on Earth at once, and won. But his true immortality was confirmed with the revelation of the One Below All. This demonic entity, who dwells in the deepest layer of hell, has a direct connection to the Hulk and other gamma-irradiated beings. Whenever Hulk dies, his soul is dragged into the domain of the One Below All, who resurrects him through the Green Door, sending him back to Earth. If there's one Marvel character who constantly defies death, it's Wolverine. Thanks to his accelerated healing factor, Logan can regenerate from wounds that would kill anyone else in seconds. He has survived gunshots, explosions, and even fully regenerated vital organs. On top of that, his skeleton is coated with adamantium, an almost indestructible metal that protects him from fatal attacks. This combination of regeneration and extreme durability makes him a true war machine in battle. In the comics, Wolverine has been reduced to nothing but a skeleton and still managed to recover completely. In one of his most insane storylines, he was burned down to his bones and regenerated his entire body from a single living cell. But his true resilience was tested when he faced hell itself. In one story, Logan was literally sent to the underworld, had his soul separated from his body, and still managed to return to life. With his animal instincts, razor-sharp claws, and near-infinite healing factor, Wolverine is undoubtedly one of the hardest Marvel characters to kill, securing his spot on this list. Many people underestimate Iceman, but Bobby Drake is one of Marvel's most powerful mutants and is almost impossible to kill. His body can completely transform into ice, making him resistant to physical damage and allowing him to regenerate from almost any injury. One of his most impressive abilities is the power to reconstruct himself from tiny ice particles. There have been moments in the comics where he was shattered into pieces, only to effortlessly put himself back together. Additionally, he doesn't rely on a fixed physical body. If destroyed, he can transfer his consciousness into surrounding ice and reform. Another factor that makes Iceman so difficult to eliminate is his resistance to energy attacks and aging. In some alternate realities, he has lived for thousands of years without showing any signs of weakness. His potential is so immense that he was classified as an Omega-level mutant, with powers that defy the laws of physics. As an Asgardian, Thor is born with superhuman strength, immense durability, and an almost immortal body. But his feats prove that he operates on an even higher level. His longevity is immense. Thor can live for thousands of years without aging and possesses far greater resistance to injury than any human or even most gods. His body can withstand cosmic explosions, extreme temperatures, and devastating magical attacks without suffering major damage. In the comics, Thor has survived battles against Hulk, Thanos, and even Galactus. In the God Butcher storyline, he endured brutal torture at the hands of Gore and kept fighting even after being beaten nearly to death. In Ragnarok, he faced the end of Asgard itself and still managed to return to life to rebuild everything from scratch. Additionally, with his connection to the Odin Force and the power of Mjolnir, Thor can regenerate and even grow stronger when facing death. He is not just a god. He is a warrior that even death struggles to claim. And Saba Nur, also known as Apocalypse, is one of the first mutants in history and one of the hardest to kill. Born in ancient Egypt, Apocalypse enhanced his body over the centuries with alien technology, making himself practically invincible. His mutant physiology grants him natural immortality, accelerated regeneration, and the ability to modify his body at will. He can grow in size, transform into pure metal, and even reconstruct himself after severe damage. In Age of Apocalypse, one of Marvel's darkest alternate realities, he conquered the world and became an unstoppable entity, defeating several heroes in the process. Even when he appears to be eliminated, his influence and presence continue to haunt the Marvel Universe. Additionally, Apocalypse is highly resistant to diseases, poisons, and psychic attacks. His strength is comparable to that of gods, and his millennia-old intelligence makes him an unbeatable strategist. Defeating him is nearly impossible. Killing him permanently? That has never truly happened. Next on the list is Scarlet Witch. Wanda Maximoff possesses abilities that go far beyond conventional magic, making her death practically impossible. Her greatest asset is her reality-altering powers, granted by chaos magic. She can simply rewrite the laws of the universe, erasing events and recreating everything at will. Even when she is physically defeated, she can resurrect herself or change reality to prevent her own death. One of the most shocking moments in the comics happened in House of M, when with just 3 words, "No more mutants," she erased the powers of almost the entire mutant race, proving that her influence extends beyond the physical realm. Additionally, in Children's Crusade, Wanda was killed in an explosion and returned to life moments later, with no logical explanation. She has also withstood attacks from cosmic entities like the Phoenix Force and has survived battles against gods. With her ability to manipulate reality, time, and existence itself, Scarlet Witch cannot be killed, unless she allows it. If there's one character who takes adaptation to the extreme, it's Darwin. Possesses the ability of reactive evolution, meaning his body automatically adapts to any threat to ensure his survival. Unlike characters with healing factors or extreme durability, Darwin doesn't need to regenerate wounds. He simply doesn't let himself be harmed. If exposed to fire, his body develops heat resistance. If thrown into space, he stops needing oxygen. If attacked by lethal energy, his body finds a way to neutralize or even become immune to it. Darwin is one of the hardest beings to eliminate in the Marvel Universe, because no matter what danger he faces, his own DNA finds a way to keep him alive. Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Rider, made a pact with Mephisto, fusing his soul with the spirit of vengeance and becoming a hellish entity. This made him practically immortal, as his existence is tied to the supernatural. Ghost Rider cannot be killed by conventional means. He doesn't age, doesn't feel pain, and can regenerate from any injury. His body is made of hellfire, and even if he is physically destroyed, he always comes back, because his soul belongs to the underworld. On top of that, he is resistant to magical and psychic attacks, making him one of the hardest beings to permanently eliminate. In World War Hulk, Johnny Blaze was brutally attacked by the Hulk, and even after being completely crushed, the spirit of vengeance simply regenerated him. In another instance, during Road to Damnation, he was destroyed multiple times in hell, yet he always resurrected. With his direct connection to the spiritual realm, Johnny Blaze cannot die. He is condemned to exist eternally as Marvel's demonic vigilante. We end the list with Deadpool, the merc with a mouth, who is, quite literally, immortal. Wade Wilson was subjected to the Weapon X project, which granted him a healing factor even superior to Wolverine's. His body can regenerate limbs, organs, and even his head, making any attempt to kill him completely pointless. Deadpool has been disintegrated, reduced to ashes, cut into pieces, and even blown up. In one insane story, Hulk literally ripped him in half, yet he still managed to regenerate. No matter what happens to him, Deadpool always comes back, and to his enemy's misfortune, he comes back cracking jokes. Did we miss any characters? Let us know in the comments. See you next time.